Check 1 2. Livermore Live Music presents Spotlight, shining a light on Livermore's incredible music scene. Here are your hosts, Rob Allen and Kevin Snyder.
Hey, welcome everybody. Today the spotlight is on Anna Steiger of Nomad Hustle. And our special guests today are Anna Steiger and Carlos Ventura. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Happy New Year.
Hey, we always like to start the show with a little special refreshment that we try to pick special for our guests. So for you today, we have a dry rosé sparkling wine. People used to call this pink champagne, but now I'm drinking it, so it's the other thing.
Classing up the joint.
And the reason that I know you guys are like Jack and Daniel or Jack and Coke drinkers, but this is in honor of Anna's recent wedding. Anna's recently married. Congratulations and welcome.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. And my fave, too.
They're just trying to tell the truth.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'll drink that. Yeah. Garçon. Yeah. If you're looking for a little change of pace, I also have a special little glass here of orange spice brandy, and that is from Artisan Spirits, which is a Livermore distillery. I think it's not here anymore. I think they closed. Yeah, but we went there. My wife and I went there a number of times. They had a lot of great stuff. So this is an orange spice brandy in a little aperitif glass. But if you want, have a little sip of that. I like this stuff. Aperitif, of course, is
that's actually really good.
It is, yeah. Aperitif is French for
that's good, yeah.
Wow, that's a small drink.
I like
I don't know if you knew that.
Aperitif.
Are we sure about that? I mean, apou is a little in French, so I mean, that would make
makes
a little bit of sense.
I might have been making that up. It's possible.
I like it.
Hey, the other day I walked in the house. My wife was sitting on the chair, curled up with a good book and a glass of wine, and she said, "Boy, I really love you." And I said, "That's so sweet. Is that you talking or the wine talking?" She said, "That's me talking to the wine."
Love it.
Yeah, all right, so now we can get to the actual.
All right, stop now. Stop. That one goes on and on and on and on. Like your joke.
Yeah, it's true. So what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about you individually, give you backgrounds and kind of how you got here, and then talk about your music, your live performances. Anna, you're a great songwriter. Talk some about your songwriting process, your recording process, some of your most memorable gigs, things that you remember as being great, upcoming plans for the future. You'll have a chance to throw in anything else that I forgot to ask you about. Before we get started, I do have to mention on a semi-serious note that Anna is not to be, now this is true, is not to be confused with Anna Justine Steiger,
Rod.
There you go, very good. She's a U.S.-born opera singer who is actually Rod Steiger's daughter. And I don't know if anybody can do a Rod Steiger impression. Mm-mm. Yeah, okay, so.
No. Maybe Anna can.
I'm all thinking of what song Curly does. I'm like, whoa, nope, I'm not going to do it.
Close enough.
So we'll move on. And let's start by talking again a little bit about your background. So Anna, why don't you kick us off? Tell us, kind of, how you grew up, where your music came from, how you got here from there.
Man, that's a whole mess of a story. We're going to just compact it.
Jump right in.
My parents are both musicians. My dad used to perform in the Livermore live music scene back in the 60s. And my mom is a singer too. And they used to, he would perform rock and roll. And then she started joining him when they got saved and went to church and would sing in the churches and stuff. And so when I went to Wild Vine back in the day, when they had their open mics and stuff and got in there when I wanted to start performing, I met a lot of people that knew my dad, and they're like, "Oh, you're John Steiger's daughter." So it was a nice little foot in the door for performing.
Right.
I started just gigging around.
And how old were you about at this time?
16.
Oh, okay, great, yeah.
But I grew up on the stage. I did my first opera when I was 3, and was in theater and all that kind of stuff. My whole life was trained classically and operatically, and then really developed a love for jazz by going to Las Positas and Jim Heiner's jazz class. He just recently passed away, but
I saw that. Yeah,
but he was a huge influence on me for music.
Awesome.
And got me pushed me to do more like the live performance and yeah. But just kind of continued it on. Went to UC Santa Barbara and studied music, and then kind of took a little bit of time off performing to more focus on my career, and then I got back into it a lot more over the last couple of years. So
yeah, you've definitely been out there the last couple of years. Yeah,
it's been fun. It's
Absolutely.
been a journey.
Hey, Carlos, what about you? How'd you get here?
Oh boy, now that's a little story. Well, first of all, I always felt like I always had rhythm ever since I was a baby. I used to destroy my mom's pots and pans, literally destroy them.
Yeah.
And then how I really got started into music, believe it or not, was a keyboard. My grandfather had a very cheap keyboard. He learned some songs here and there. He tried to get me to read music. Even until this day, I can't do it. But he taught me a cheesy little song, and I liked it. You know, I stole his piano for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I gave it back because I didn't want to do it anymore. And my uncle brought me a set of bongos. And back home, I didn't know how to play them, so I grabbed pencils and played with them. I was like maybe 5, 6 years old. And then music wasn't really in my scene anymore. And then I got hurt. I used to play baseball, and I got hurt from it and kind of took a break from that. So I joined the marching band at my school. And that was fun and all, you know, it wasn't really crazy. But then I came to the United States when I was 14. So that was, you know, back there. And then I really figured, you know, United States has a big music scene. I want to be part of it. So when I really joined I joined a jazz band at my high school, the charter school. And I met actually some of the musicians that I still played with today. Lucas Sanchez, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, our friend Britton Daniels, Lucas and I were like, hey, let's just start, you know, a weekend thing where we just, you know, to get away from school, let's just come and jam.
Right.
We went to our buddy Britton's house and we just play there. And then all of a sudden we just started to, you know, we sounded good to our, you know, our standards.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, we should start a band. So we originated this band called Truth Without Fear.
Right.
And then we started, you know, gigging here and there. And then we actually joined a couple of Battle of the Bands. And then it was awesome. The first one was actually in San Francisco, December 29th, like before New Year's Eve. It was awesome. And then we just kind of played around town. And then one of our, Brenton, our other member, left because he went to college. So it was just him and I trying to, you know, we just started jamming with different musicians. And we kind of like just started like spreading out. And then we met our good friend Steve McDowell, and we kind of like formed the band Sugar Bear with him. And then we just kind of like you know, Lucas played with different people, I played with different people, and we started branching out. You know, at the end of the day, we still play together, which is awesome. We've been playing for many years together. But then I started playing with, you know, Anna, Meredith, Meshach Jackson, Steve. Right. You know, sometimes I played with you know, Mark Claren and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. One thing about you guys that I think is special is how many different musicians you're interconnected with here in the Livermore scene. On any given day, you know, we might see you with, I mean, you tell me, but you play out with Meredith McHenry, and I've seen you play with Meshach. In the original inception of Nomad, well, so let me back up. Nomad Hustle. So what is Nomad Hustle? Because I've seen several different versions of it.
So Nomad Hustle is, it has changed. It's transformed a lot over the past couple of years, but I actually started with 2-Day Town a few years ago, and it was Meredith, Meshach, and Friends. And then that's how I met Meshach, was through Meredith asking me to come sing some backup on songs, and I was down. I haven't performed live in a while other than private parties, and I went out there, and then I was really impressed with the songwriting that came from Meshach.
Right.
And I wanted to learn from him. I wanted to write songs with him and wanted to perform. So we ended up, through that performance, starting Nomad Hustle. And then it's, you know, evolved over the past couple of years. But Meredith focused on school and focused on graduating early, which she did.
Yep.
And
kudos to her.
Yeah, exactly. And then Meshach is now, you know, focusing more on solo career and kind of back and forth between LA and.
But you're still at the core of Nomad Hustle.
Right.
I mean,
so Nomad Hustle is my brand and my band, and got
Made friendships.
Carlos here. Oh yeah.
A lot of friendships.
we got Carlos and Brian Skinner and Michael Scott.
Yeah, Michael Scott, of course, right.
Right. And then when we're lucky enough, we get Albert Robles to come out and play. And we've been
Grandpa, Jeremy.
Exactly, Jeremy Mousen, Grandpa. So that's right now. Those are the members, but it's changed a lot.
Yeah, well, you guys are always fantastic in every configuration I've seen. By the way, I remember, I think you were there too, when you announced Nomad Hustle at the Bankhead Theater. I think we were there watching you.
That was awesome.
Play.
Cool. In June.
Quickly, where did the name come from?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's. I remember when you posted on Livermore Live Music about band names.
How long does it take a band to come up with a name?
Oh my goodness. I was like, I started to write out like this whole response to that. And then I like erased the whole thing because I was like, this is going to be 10 times longer than that. But it takes forever. We had a few months of trying to figure it out. And we finally actually all decided, because the three core members, like the deciding factor would be myself and Meredith McHenry and Meshack Jackson. We finally all agreed on one, and it was Gypsy Hustle. And then we didn't think about the Romas that we'd be offending that Albert Robles pointed out. And so we decided to go with Nomad, which is
okay.
But the Wanderers, and the Wanderers, but then you're getting stuff done. You got the hustle, you got your journey going around, but the hustle of the music and the side. I call music my side hustle and my passion. Yeah. So
fantastic. That's a great story. I also wanted to ask you, so you also play the keyboards, by the way. Thank you so much.
Oh,
so talk a little bit about that. Like, where did your... No, just anybody who plays the keyboards is okay in my book. I'm just saying. I mean, you play the keyboards too. I've seen you play.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. And I know you do. So
I just know one song.
I know part of the song.
Talk a little bit about where did that come from? Did you take lessons when you were a kid, or are you self-taught?
So keyboards, I took lessons as growing up as a kid, and I never got it. Like, it was one of those things where it was just like I couldn't grasp it. And I was singing. That was always my main instrument. My mom, she put us in. I had violin lessons and piano lessons and all this stuff and theater and everything, but like the violin, wasn't having it, not my thing. And then piano, I really tried, and I was really trying to learn it, but nothing would stick. And then I went to a Litchfield jazz camp in Connecticut when I was 16, and I sat in a classroom. We had, I was there for 4 weeks, and we had Monday through Friday, we were in theory lessons for our main instrument, our primary instrument, which is voice for me, and then our secondary instrument. And we had 6 hours of theory every day. And then we would jam at night, and then we go out and perform on the weekends. And I learned
sounds awesome.
more. It was so much fun. I'll never forget that. But I learned, so I didn't touch a piano while I was there. And I sat down and really studied this stuff. And I was like, oh, this is math. Okay, I got this. This makes sense. It's linear, everything. It just clicked. I sat down at home when I got back from that, and I had learned how to write chord charts and what it all meant, and I sat down with the big jazz fake book that they had sent me home with, and I just opened it, and I learned all these jazz standards too, while I was there. And I sat down and just started playing, and my mom's like, what? When'd you learn how to do that? I'm like, oh, this last month, So it kind of just evolved from there, and I'm still learning, as you know, because I'm always trying to learn the extra tricks and stuff. And went over to your house, and you taught me some little things. Yep. I'm working on them.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you taught me some things about singing. I'm working on it. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. So that's fantastic. It's interesting how people, especially with the piano, I think it's true of all instruments, but especially the piano, different people approach it in different ways. But a lot of folks see the mathematical relationships in it. And I think that's a reason why there's a correlation between science and engineering and music, but playing the piano especially. We used to both work at the Lawrence Livermore Laboratory, and a whole lot of folks that we know play the piano or they're musicians, and I just think there's a correlation between how you think about science and math problems and how you think about music.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
How do you approach the piano?
How do I approach the piano? Hey, Rob, can you come over here and sit down and work it? No, play it like this. No, Rob, play it like this.
yeah, right.
Which I have done, and I don't play piano, but I've told him how to play it.
Well, and always productively. Always like you've got. I don't know if this happens with you, but somebody else comes along to your instrument and says, "Well, I hear this," which was a thing I had not thought of, and I was, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I can do that."
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Songwriting. So, Carlos, are you also a songwriter?
No, I attempted it to do it, and I didn't really succeed. But honestly, I admire people that do that. I take a lot. I give them a lot of respect because it's something that I actually was part of it. To be part of a songwriting with Lucas Anges. When I start Truth to That Fear, because believe it or not, the way we wrote music sometimes, Lucas and I used to hang out all the time. We still do sometimes. And he just showed me. He came with the guitar. He's like, "Dude, I've been working on this. What do you think?" And then there's excited me, "Dude, that needs to be a song right now." So I get on the drums. We work on a beat. He tells me, "Hey, I'm kind of looking for this kind of feel." I'm like, "Okay, what do you think of this?" I was like, "Oh, I kind of like it." And then we both start sharing ideas and stuff. And the thing with me is I'm one of those impatient people that has to have it right now. So I was like, "Dude, we need to play this the next gig. We need to get it out." It's like, "Dude, I don't even have lyrics yet."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't care, make songs. I don't care, go to
say anything.
Songwriting.com and then go make it happen."
Read the dictionary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people that takes his time and he wants the song to mean something. That's what I love playing with, nothing against Nomad Hustle, because her music is also very emotional.
Yeah.
But with Lucas, we've been working together for so long that I know the way he writes music, he wants to make a thing out of it. He doesn't just want to make the next hit. He wants to kind of it wants it to mean something, understandable and stuff. So he always takes his time, and every time this is not just with music, it's with food, with where you want to go, what do you want to do? Well, I like this, but I don't like this, so I'm gonna do this, and that's just the songwriting process.
Yeah, I understand.
And I'm like, "Dude, can you just let it out? I just want to play it." But it's cool to write music with him. So I'm not personally a composer. I've never written a song or anything, but it's fun to be part of the process.
You know how to prod it along. Yeah.
I'm just good at pushing it.
Yeah.
Come
Anna,
on.
you are a fantastic songwriter. I've heard you perform a bunch of times, and your songs always just make me cry. I mean, even the happy ones. But I mean, you're just so good at it.
It's awesome.
Do you have like an approach or a central theme, or do you just sort of like whatever happens, happens?
Oh, there's 1,000 different approaches, but really quickly, I just wanted to point out that I think Carlos is more of a songwriter than he gives himself credit for, because even on bringing back one of my old tunes that I was kind of recreating, and I added a bridge to it, and he had ideas about it, and he's like, "Why don't we do this hit here?" and boom, and like change the whole feeling of the song. So,
that's exactly what I was thinking when he was describing it. It was dude, you are a songwriter.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
True.
But you are bringing into the songwriting process. I mean, you're part of the creativity.
That's true. Yeah.
So I dub you.
Okay.
Songwriter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm very honored today.
Now, go ahead.
No, please.
So you also have done some recording, right? I mean, I don't know if you have albums that you've released.
No, not yet.
But you've done some recording of yourself. I think I've heard some YouTubes or SoundClouds of your songs.
I don't have anything that's finished recording. Like I have a few different songs that are recorded, but not that I've published. We have, 1,000 live recordings, but nothing that's been published yet. Well, we have a few that are like in the works, but yeah. And then Mike is actually starting
Michael Scott.
Yeah. He's starting one of my songs, Half Written. He's gonna put together the core of it, and then I'm gonna come in and lay down the vocals and the keys, and then we're gonna get Mr. Ventura over here to come lay down the drums, because I'm just quoting him here. "I will kill Mike if he replaces me with electronic drums." Just putting it out there. So we're gonna that one's
Mike.
in the process.
You heard that.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
It's time for
Welcome to my corner.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what this is. So it's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to start with a lightning round, but just a bunch of questions. We'll go. Usually I allow a minute, but I'm going to do 2 minutes. So each of you get a chance to answer. And I'll alternate, but here we go. I'm starting the timer now. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
8.
Carlos?
A solid 6.
All right. Solid 6. Good. Okay. I just want the FBI, who is also, monitoring this streaming thing.
Great.
Rob and I are at 11 at keeping secrets.
Fair.
Okay, I'm going to start with
you not to tell anybody that.
10.
Oh, yeah.
You're at a 10 now.
Yeah, I dropped one. And I'm going into your minute here. Carlos, first to you, Ariel or Jasmine?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. I'm not going to judge. You can skip.
It's Jasmine, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Ariel's a hoarder.
Okay. I got a snarf black. Okay. I forgot where I was. Oh, first celebrity crush.
Hugh Jackman. Still.
Oh,
Mine too.
Still.
It is his.
He's the best.
He can sing, he can dance, he can tell jokes.
everything.
Yeah.
Celebrity crush.
Sorry, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
Yeah. Good call.
She got the move, she got the voice, she got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
makes
can
sense.
sing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and she can abbreviate her name really coolly.
Yeah. Right.
C.
See, dawn or dusk? Which do you like better?
Dusk.
Dusk. You?
Dusk.
All right.
Absolutely.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
1920s.
Oh, really? A little flapper at heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You?
What was the disco era?
Like the 60s.
That's when
There
I
you
was
Yeah.
60s. No, it was more
Why?
70s.
So maybe 70s. Yeah.
That was
Late,
Why would
late
you wanna
60s,
repeat?
70s.
Why?
I like the music. It was very I like to dance, so the disco music's like the best to do it.
I'm
Shake
actually-
your booty, shake your booty.
Casey and the Sunshine.
Yeah,
Man, come on.
absolutely. Carlos, do you
Yes.
snore?
I personally think I don't, but my
Other
girlfriend
people
says
may
yes.
say.
My girlfriend says yes. So
Anna?
If I lay on my back, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Place where you most want to travel, Anna.
That one goes back and forth, but I'm pretty sold on Tahiti right now.
Huh.
Nice.
Okay. You?
Peru to Machu Picchu.
Oh, okay. Favorite junk food? Carlos.
Now you got. I wouldn't say
Actually, our
junk food,
time
but it's Salvadorian food. It's pupusas. It's not the healthiest food, so there's that.
Okay. Okay.
If
That's
you
a
haven't
valid
tried
answer.
it, to any listener out
That's
there,
like that's
go
that.
try
That's
it.
a fried dough kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah,
Just,
it is.
You just have to try it. There's no explanation.
Right. They can't explain it. Right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next time you guys are on, you're bringing some.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Some to share.
Absolutely.
Instead of
I will make
drinks.
some.
Oh, in addition to drinks.
Oh, in addition, I was gonna say
Not instead.
you gotta stay hydrated.
Anna, junk food?
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Nice.
Okay. Favorite childhood TV show, Anna?
Oh,
Oh,
Animaniacs.
Wow.
Ah, good call.
Power Rangers. Mm-hmm.
I got some judgment on that one. I want to know what that wow was about.
My kids liked it. That's the
They're
judgment.
smart kids.
Favorite season, Carlos?
Definitely winter.
Okay.
Fall.
I'm a summer guy. Give me
I
summer.
don't like to sweat.
Try to live in the heat for 14 years. You'll like winter.
What was your last Halloween costume?
Oh, crud. What was it? I didn't dress up this year, so I don't remember.
She was Anna Steiger from Nomad Hustle.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I do
You
remember.
nailed it, too.
Oh, thank you. I do remember it. It was Robin Hood's ex-wife. Yeah, it was
Nice.
a whole thing. I'll show you a picture. It was funny.
Do you remember it, Carlos?
Yeah, all I had to do was buy a mask, but I was the Ghost Rider.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Was it what's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
Yes,
Cage
yes.
version? Okay.
I was looking for chains, and I was gonna go to Home Depot and buy some plastic ones, but didn't have time.
All right. This is going to be the last one. Cake or pie? Carlos.
Ooh, cake.
Cake.
All right. We're all cake. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That was fun.
You guys
Okay,
got
your
anything?
answers.
You got anything in particular you want to put it?
Well, wait, you
And?
didn't give them a score. How did they do?
They did great.
Did they get like an 8?
oh,
Yeah.
this-
They all got
scored.
100 points.
Awesome. Yeah.
We ran out of
Wow.
time like 5 minutes ago.
Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, I'm so
Oh, man. Yeah.
I thought you were doing one of your disco dances.
Oh, no, that's just only
on.
on gigs.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming into my little corner here.
That was
and
fun.
Just having,
Thanks for having us.
some fun time.
It was
You're
great
welcome.
in there.
That was fun.
It's warm.
It's not a physical corner.
I don't know about you, but I was feeling like I was in it. So I
Yeah.
felt-
Whenever I
It's
get,
always warm there.
whenever I
because
get
it's 90
cold.
degrees.
Thank you. You stole my joke. Wait, I talked over you. You better tell it again.
I walk in my corner. It's always warm here. It's 90 degrees.
There you go.
I like it.
Where's the cricket noise, Carlos?
And so, kind of a segue out of that, but so lightning round question, but a serious one is musician that you most admire,
That I most admire.
or a musician that you admire a lot. That's, I mean, coming up with one's hard, but who do
Oh
you?
my gosh.
Does
Who
it
you
have
like,
to
who-
be famous or
No,
local?
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
You're just someone that you like. You man, if I wish I could be that person.
Michael Scott.
He can play the guitar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know,
I was thinking famous.
Yeah, no, I was thinking famous too, but I'm gonna go with him too. Just
There we
to-
go. All
I
right,
mean,
so-
don't get me wrong.
Everyone
I
wants to be
admire
Michael Scott.
every musician in Livermore, but that one in particular because he can literally, he will grab an instrument and just play it. Like you see, I don't know if you guys have Instagram or not, but
Oh,
every
many
time.
times.
Okay,
Yeah.
so every time you go to his Instagram, there's gonna be a trumpet, a violin, a cello, a guitar, a bass, drums, and piano. It's insane. The guy's insane. He's an animal. That's just me.
Right. No, the guy's fantastic. Absolutely. So we have one more piece of shtick we have to do, which is it's time for bad joke pass around. So this is the official Livermore Live Music bad pass around hat, and so
Bad pass around hat.
bad joke pass around hat, and also bad pass around hat. So take a card out of here, and then you can either tell that joke or tell a different joke or just pass.
All right.
Oh man. Are these like bad joke dad jokes?
Yeah, they're dad jokes.
Rad jokes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
I give up.
An investigator.
Bam.
I love it.
Carlos,
I pass.
you can pass. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want this one?
Sure.
He passes again.
No, this is good.
Okay.
I just went out to the doctor and found out that I'm colorblind. That was completely out of the purple.
I love that joke. I heard
That was
it before,
great.
and it
That's
still makes
great.
me laugh. Right.
Excuse me. made me cough. I accidentally rubbed ketchup in my eyes. Now I have perfect hindsight.
Oh,
Bada bing.
You could have had that one, Carlos.
I like it.
All right, Rob.
And I'm going to tell
Doris
mine,
Science
but
Ketchup.
I was gonna take a card, but I saw one, and I saw this on the internet this morning. So hopefully this episode will air far enough down the road that people will forget that it was like on Facebook today. Right? But anyway, so I accidentally swallowed food coloring the other day. The doctor said it's okay, but I feel like I'm dying inside.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I didn't see
Like
that
it.
on Facebook. I love it.
I did
Okay,
see
good.
that one.
Glad to hear it. Hey, tell us a little bit about your plans coming up for 2020. What do you got in the works? What are you hoping for, aspiring for? Not just 2020, but beyond. Where are you going?
We're going to Vegas. We're all actually moving to Vegas.
Oh,
the
that's-
whole band, just the band.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
like
That's
the
not happening.
Raiders.
That's not. He's all
I just found out about
Like
this.
No. We're looking at booking more like bigger band shows. That will probably we're first of all writing more songs and then booking bigger band shows probably for the year after. But we have a couple coming up. Some McGrail and
Always a great venue.
Las Positas, the summer concert series.
right.
That's going to be my birthday gig. Pretty
Oh,
excited
nice.
about
Okay.
it. But
And you're going to be like 22?
21. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yep. I'll leave that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you.
So you're drinking. Oh.
Oh no!
Let's hope LPD is not watching this.
Oh no!
Oh, that's right.
Maybe the FBI will tell
you
him.
should have ID'd.
I should have checked,
told
yeah.
you.
Well, you just relay a secret, so I wouldn't say 11 anymore.
I'm
He's down
dropping
to
quick.
9
I'm 9 now.
But we're trying to book more of those. Those are they're fun. They're a lot of fun. And I love duo shows. I love trio shows.
Yeah.
But now that we have Brian Skinner in the group too, then we have that, we have the bass, you never know what you're going to expect bass line. That is so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
He is so fun to watch,
He's
especially when he plays stand-up. He's just,
I never
into it.
know what kind of show it's going to be when Skinner's there.
Yeah.
It's just like, what did you say? Did that just come out of your mouth, or did you just sing that? And everything's always a surprise. Well, so it's a lot of fun.
Just adding to that, the last show that we had at Darcy Camp, like we were literally all sick. Like I mentioned earlier, we were all like, dude, I'm dying. I don't feel good. Brian Skinner just had like the cold or flu or something. It was the funnest show we have ever played, because we're like, we changed Ain't No Sunshine into a Spanish song, but Brian Skinner talking Spanish. Yeah. It was hilarious, but it was entertaining, but it was fun.
The guy's a ball of energy.
People enjoyed it.
Right.
It was awesome.
And so I have a quick story also, which is, so the first time I ever saw you play Cajon was a random thing. I happened to be down at Blacksmith Square one evening. I think it was a Friday evening or whatever. Okay. You guys were playing outside of Swirl. And I don't remember who the singer was, but you were on Cajon and Brian was playing stand-up bass. And again, I don't remember who the other person was. It might have been you, but
it had to be Meshach. That was like
it's possible.
That sounds like a Meshach.
But
yeah, that definitely sounds like a Meshach.
But the two things that I would say about that were, that's the first time I ever heard a Cajon played in a pop music setting. Right? I knew what they were, and I was just blown away. It's like, wow, that little box can make like a full drum kit worth of sound.
It can with the right person playing it.
Tastefully played, absolutely right.
I have heard people play the Cajon that they don't get a multitude of sounds out.
But I was just blown away. And between you and Brian Skinner, like if anybody doesn't know what it means to be in the pocket, they should have been there that night, or they should go hear you guys play, because you were grooving so great on that. It was fantastic.
And just adding to that, like when you play, and the thing is, the whole, when it comes to music, the whole band matters. But I feel like one of the most beautiful relationships a drummer can have, it's with a bassist. The reason why you guys are the rhythm. And when you guys slog and then there's a pocket, that's why I love playing with Brian. That's why I love playing with Steve McDowell and Brian Skinner. Well, Michael Scott, sorry, when he's playing bass. Right. All those guys, Austin West, they just really lock in. And the thing is, what I love about it, it's like you can be playing a groove and you start doing some random stuff, and all you have to do is eye contact to know where the song is going.
Right.
You can have play it real loud and do some fun stuff and solos and this and that, and then get real quiet.
But it's a beautiful thing. Oh, both as a performer and especially as a member of the audience.
You're using the force.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing is, you don't even need to have words to communicate. All you need is sound, the music, everything connected to it, and everything just leads to a good place.
Yeah, it's a wonderful
awesome.
thing. Yeah,
it's really nice for the singer too.
Well, the singer,
for everybody,
they're the divas swinging the microphone on top of the stage, entertaining the crowd while we're having a relationship.
Yeah. Diva. Maybe he wasn't talking about you. He might have been talking about somebody else.
This is the diva of Nomad Hustle, by the way, just so we're clear.
Hey, I'm going to take the spotlight away from you 1 second. We like to mention tips and tricks on the website every now and then. Okay. So a tip and trick from Livermore Live Music is, when you're on any of the screens where it says venues, bands, or whatever, there's a little gear icon up on the left side. And if you touch that, it'll bring up a pop-up menu that'll let you customize the search criteria. So normally when you use the website, by default, it looks for gigs from today, whatever that is, today forward, for a year, and then it just shows you what those gigs are. But sometimes you want to know, what were the gigs a month ago, or what are the gigs in the next 2 years, or whatever. So you can use that little gear icon to create a custom search, and you can have it organized by venues or bands or dates or whatever. But you can pick other dates for it to start on and other times for it to go. Then you just press go, and then you can see that. So it's not obvious that that's up there, and not everybody finds a use for it. But I use it all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's the tip and trick for today.
I was looking for something like that, like a couple months ago. I was going back and trying to figure out the date of a certain gig that we did, and I was like, I don't know.
The calendar always goes back. If you go to the calendar view, you can always go back. Another tip and
trick. There you go.
We're full of them today.
That
full of tips and tricks
all the time.
Hey, so last word. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, people you wanted to mention, questions you wished we had asked you that we didn't get around to?
I mean,
we covered everything in complete detail. And,
the songwriting part of it. I know I like got off track trying to give this one credit, but that's just such an interesting perspective and everything when you talk about like what's your songwriting, how do you do it, what style do you have, and there's like thousands of different ways. But I would love to touch on that because that's where my passion lies. But there's 1,000 different ways. You've written songs and you know that you can write it and then you can hate it. It could take 30 minutes or an hour, one day and you trash it, or it could take a couple of years and then you trash it. And then there's some songs that you write in a day and they're
and you just
them.
know, you just feel it like that's the song, right?
But some of them do take a year. And I know you're talking about Lucas, and how you want it to be perfect. We want them to be perfect before we share them because they mean so much. But Meshach taught me a lot about songwriting, and I wrote my first song to completion when I was 16. And then I've actually revisited a lot of songs. Right. Now that I know so much more and have written so much more. Blunt Face Trauma.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That one I took about a year, maybe a little bit more to write and finish, and that's a crowd favorite. It's so much fun. But using all the tricks and everything and that Meshach taught me, I go back to the old songs and I'm able to oh, okay, there it is. There's what that's missing. And it's really fun. There's a lot of YouTube videos too out there of I watch a ton of different YouTube videos about songwriting. Michael McNevin is another, he's one of my favorite songwriters. And listen to how he does it. And then I've been trying to write a song okay, if I were going to write a song like that, how would it go? Now it's not going great right now, but I'm working on it and it's making the gears go, and that's where it all comes from.
Right.
Absolutely.
One thing about songwriting to me is, you can read books, you can talk to people, you can learn things, and that's important and you should do it. But if there's ever a craft where this is true, it's songwriting. There's no substitute for doing. You just have to write songs. And sometimes they come out great. Sometimes you're not so happy with them. Sometimes you're not happy with them, but you come back to them 2 or 3 years later and you've learned more technique and you've had more life experience, and all of a sudden you resurrect that song, reinvent it in a different way, and all of a sudden it's a good song. I personally think, or I hope for myself, that I am the best songwriter in my life on the day that I die, which I hope is a long time from now. But, I always want to be a better songwriter, and I don't think today that I'm at the peak. I think I can and always will be better. And every songwriter I ever talked to feels the same way. It's you got to write songs, and you always get better. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff that's true about, too. That's true. Just keep getting better, but I agree. All right. Listen, thank you guys so much for being here. We just really appreciate so much your openness and your honesty. And I know the scheduling was a little tricky here, so sorry about that. No. I'm sorry about that. I do want to give if you let me, big shout out to my boss for letting me get off early work. Amen. It was awesome. Oh, wow. Yeah. So. Thank you guys so much for being here. Also, Doug and John, as always, man, you guys make us look good and sound good. You can't make us funny, but the production is always just spot on. We appreciate it so much here at Advanced Creative. And if you're not out there listening to live music in Livermore, you're missing something important. Get out there and do it. It's a fantastic resource. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll see you all next time. Thank you. Thank you.